new to our channel, hello, hello, hello. You are tuned. Hold on, let me get y'all together. Ooh. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are new to our channel. You are tuned into the Sammie Nicole and FeeFee show. And we are a dynamic and the only dynamic mother-daughter duo here on YouTube. We running a little behind, child. We had a beautiful Saturday. It was so nice in Atlanta. We just out and about. Hey, the only black but not better. So, if you live in Atlanta or you live in an area where it's really nice out, I hope you're enjoying the weather because, child, we have been, okay? We have been having a good old time. So yeah, y'all, we're a little bit tardy to the party, but charges to our heads and not our hearts. Hey, boys, Nana.
Hey, boys,
we are here now. We hope you guys are doing well. We hope you guys are doing well. And yeah, we're the Sammie Nicole and FeeFee show. We're a dynamic duo, the only dynamic duo here on YouTube. We talk about love, life, relationships from both the millennial perspective, myself, Sammie Nicole, and the Gen X perspective, my oh so beautiful mother, FeeFee. We typically like to go live each and every Thursday and Saturday. The times vary because we are outside living our life. But yeah, so if you like our channel, you like what we stand for, please consider subscribing to our channel and becoming a part of the dynamic family gang. Also, when you subscribe, make sure you select the all button, the drop down selection, so that way you can get notified each and every single time we go live.
I'm so rude. Y'all have some?
Yeah, she eating chips. This is why she on the pip. As you can see, we try to be professional, but that doesn't always happen. So we just, we just take it day by day here at the Sammie Nicole and FeeFee show. But anyway, also, we just need at least 300 more good players on Facebook to follow us. So if you are on Facebook, you have a Facebook page, we would really appreciate it if you could just go over to our Facebook page and give us a like. Down in the description box on YouTube, there's a link to our Facebook page. So if you click on that description box and click on that link, it'll take you to our Facebook page. So please consider following us on Facebook. We would greatly appreciate it. You can also follow us on all social media platforms. That information is down in our description box. I think that's pretty much it. Let's see.
Yeah, I got my birthday hair in. I got my vacation hair, birthday hair in. Y'all, thank you for the people who sent me cash apps for my birthday.
Yes.
Thank you.
You want to put your cash app in the chat and pin it so we can pin it? All right. Thank you to everybody who sent her cash app for her birthday. Please hit the like button too. Please double tap the screen. Her birthday is May 2nd. So it's on Friday. So yeah, if y'all want to shout out to her, please do so. Boys Nana said she still need the mood enhanced gummies. Help a sister out.
I sent them to you, boys. Now I sent you an email. Was that you that emailed us? I sent you one for the men and one for the ladies. Check your email. I sent it back to you. If you emailed us, somebody emailed us at the Sammie Nicole and FeeFee show,
and we sent it to them.
And I sent it to you. Make sure you got it. If you hadn't got it, I can resend you the email.
All right, cool. All right. So first things first, everything we're gonna say tonight is allegedly. Everything we're gonna be saying tonight is allegedly, because why? We don't know these people. All right. Everything we're gonna be saying tonight is allegedly. Everything we're going to be saying tonight is allegedly. Hell, even our names are allegedly, because we don't know these people. Secondly, hey everybody, all individuals are innocent until proven guilty. All individuals are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. All individuals are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Okay, boom. Now that we got that out the way, let's go ahead and start off with phone calls to prison. All right, so phone calls to prison. She dropped a call from what? March of 2023. Yes, please hit the like button, y'all.
Thank you, call me darling, for the cash app. Thank you. I appreciate everybody. You. Thank you so much.
Yes.
You fuck with me the long way. Yeah, my girl fuck with me the long way.
Not fuck with you the long way. Oh my goodness. Hilarious. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this call, y'all. All right, let me get back on task. I'm a little distracted. Okay. First things first. I Nesto and his belief that he is a prominent person and that he really is moving with the mover and shakers is just mind-boggling to me. It really, really is. I don't know what it is with Nesto, but he also, thank you everybody for all the compliments. We appreciate it. I don't know what it is about Ernesto, but he really do feel like he's a mover and shaker. Like he's a major player in Atlanta. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Just the how delusional he is. But on this call from what you did,
I hear woman oh well.
Stop trying to block people because you don't know what you're doing.
I'm so sorry.
Just leave it alone, mama. Just, Lord, now I gotta try to find a comment. Oh, Lord.
You see him.
Y'all bear with us, child.
Call me darling. Can you unblock woman oh well?
I'll unhit her. Don't block no more people. Just you ain't got your glasses on. Just leave it alone. Sorry, woman of wealth. She ain't got her glasses on. She doing too much. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Me and the mods will take care of it. We got it. All right. We got it. All right. Anyway, like I was saying, let's get back on task. Lord, trying to focus. It's a lot going on. Anyway, like I was saying, I don't know where Ernesto is getting this grandeur of delusion from, but based on this March 2023 call, when he was talking to Sonya and she was lying about all the type of, different business ventures she was working on and different restaurants, that she was, potentially pursuing, and she had people to back her financially, but then it was some stuff going on with that, and just a lot going on with Sonya and just the stuff that she be talking about. And, just listening to her, trying to showboat in front of Ernesto, it just made me feel like, or made me think about, why do we do that as women? Like, why do we feel like we need to try to impress these jokers who don't have nothing going on? Like, it was basically just her and Ernesto lying to each other about what they had going on, what she was working on, who she knew, who was going to help her, this, that, and the third. Just a lot of BS and back and forth between that call. That's the first thing I thought of, right? And then the second thing I thought of was how she was lying about the connections that she had with the whole restaurant business and clubs and people wanting her to work with them. And then also how he was lying about him being around movers and shakers in Atlanta. Okay, the only time Ernesto was around movers and shakers like that was when he was with Shirley or when he was in that barbershop and celebrities just happened to be passing by.
Right.
Okay. It wasn't like he was hanging out with these celebrities on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
Okay. So I don't know where that's coming from. Maybe because he was hanging out with Shirley, and sometimes every now and then he got to hang out with Steve Harvey and Marjorie on rare occasions. But he wasn't a mover and shaker like that. I mean, if you out here using women for money and scamming them and finessing them, you don't have motion in the city. People who have motion in the city, they don't have to use women and scam them just to get ahead. Okay? So I just don't understand where this come from. I mean, basically, we've played clips before on our channel of Ernesto with pictures with like Shaq and other different celebrities. If you live in Atlanta, you're bound to see celebrities. So any of us could have taken pictures, with a Shaq or any other type of celebrity in Atlanta. And sure, he may have cut a few heads every now and then. They may have been passing through and somebody referred him word of mouth. But it wasn't like he was this big time celebrity barber. It wasn't like he was moving and shaking, with the real who's who of Atlanta. Okay? So I just don't know. You know, Nesto be capping. You know, Nesto always talking about Lamont capping, but he be capping. He be capping like he really got motion like that. And Sonya was too. So it's basically two liars trying to figure out who could lie the best.
Who could outlie?
That's pretty much what I got from that first call. You know, they both just, yeah, you know, yeah, da, 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 da. And then, y'all, when Ernesto got to the point where he was telling Sonya where to hang out in Atlanta, and he was telling her that she needed to hang out at Chops and, you know, kind of like down there at the St. Regis, you know, where the who's who are, where she can really connect with people. And that once she was going to move to Atlanta, what she needed to do was live in a high rise. So that way, you know, if she was getting onto the elevator in her building, hypothetically, if she lived in a high rise, she could then meet even more prominent people, and basically trying to tell her, you know, how to position herself accordingly so she could meet prominent Atlanteans, right? And I'm thinking to myself, Ninja, you not even locked in with the prominent people. I mean, you wasn't buddy with Keisha Lance Bottom. I mean, were you? I don't think he was buddy with Kasim Reed. I mean, he was with Shirley, but you know, no tea, no shade. Even Shirley, you know, wasn't really rubbing elbows. She knows people, don't get me wrong, but I mean, she's not even at those highfalutin events. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I again, just two liars going back and forth, basically two liars. But I did holler when he told her to go to Chops. He said Chops is where all the young girls go to get the younger men. Now, he was right about that. Chops.
All the older men.
Yeah, all the older men. He said Chops is where the young women go in Atlanta, right by the St. Regis. That's where all the young women go in Atlanta to try to get with the older men with money who come in and out the city, who be traveling.
He knew
Now
that.
That's the spot.
That's the spot.
That's the spot. Now, he was right about that. That's one of the spots, as well as a few other. You know, you sit at Chops or you sit at the St. Regis bar. Don't ask me how I know. But that be the spots. That be the spots. And you know, hey, sometimes you can catch a fish. So I've heard about what, you know, based on what the girlies in Atlanta say. So I thought that was very, very interesting. But, you know, at that time, he really believed that Sonya was, you know, well connected in Miami, and she was great at networking. And so he genuinely was trying to put her on, like, you know, telling her, this is how you want to move in Atlanta. You want to live here. You want to go there. You want to, you know, talk to these type of people because they can really get you plugged into the city. And he was basically saying, you know, I'm helping you and putting you up on game about Atlanta the same way I would expect you to probably put me up on game if we were in Miami or something. You know what I mean? So I thought that was like very, very funny and very interesting. And Sonya was trying to like catch on. But let's be honest. Let me see what Call Me Darling said. She said, do you think that's who she moved down there by this? That's why she moved down there by the stadium? Probably so. Probably so. But to me, she doesn't really come off as, I can't really see her being a strong networker. Based off of how people say she presents herself when she's out in public, I'm not sure her talk game is that strong. I think she can probably network, you know, with the scamming ninjas, you know, who might think she a little cute. But do I really think she could go into a Chops and really work the room and really be that girl and be charismatic? No. And for all of us who live in Atlanta and frequent places like that, you kind of know the vibe. I can't see her going into those type of environments. And I know Ernesto was trying to send her into environments like Chops because he felt like, you know, she looked young. one, and then two, he felt like she was attractive. But here in Atlanta, you know, not to be petty, but everybody is beautiful here. And there are, and like Ernesto said, there are a lot of young women in those, you know, establishments. There are people of all ages, but I don't think she would stand out like he thinks she would in those environments. And to me, it also came off as like a pimp. I don't know if any of you all kind of thought of that, but it low-key came off like pimp vibes to me, because he's basically trying to teach her like how to position herself and where to go to get the money. Like, move into this building, go to this restaurant, you know, make sure you get plugged in with the pastors, with the political figures here in Atlanta. Like, basically trying to say, like, use your intelligence, right? Use your mouthpiece, but also use your womanly wiles, your charisma, so you can network and really get your business ventures off the ground. And I just think that I just don't think she's charismatic like that. But I don't know her personally. I could be wrong, but you know, here in Atlanta, you can't be in the corner. And then also, if you hanging out with people from Love and Hip Hop, I don't feel that confident that you're gonna know how to move and shake with the mayor and political figures and sheriffs and police chiefs and, you know, CEOs of cities. If you hanging out with people from Love and Hip Hop, that's a completely different crowd, completely different mindset. But, you know, I don't know if she's really that girl like that, but touche. Let me read your comments. But you know, the pimp was trying to put her on so she could be a prominent woman. Call Me Darling says she can barely make eye contact with the camera sitting at home alone. Yeah, that's what I'm like. How do you expect her to work the room around those prominent people? I mean, these people are, you know, professional businessmen and women. I mean, they're humans just like us. Their ish stinks just like anybody else, but you still need to be able to, you know, command attention and be charismatic and hold a conversation. And she doesn't really strike me as that type of person. To me, she feels more comfortable when she's on the phone talking crap. Like, even when she gets online with Manny, you know, she don't have that bark like she do when she was on the phone with her Nesto. So, you know, and then when like I said, when people say when they see her out, you know, in person, or when she's in the at the courthouse for Nesto, she doesn't really carry that energy. So I don't know. Let me see. Natasha said, I felt Nesto was trying to tell her that she's too old to be going to the nightclubs trying to meet business partners. Yeah.
Hey,
yeah, because she said she was going to the lounges to try to meet people. And I was like, if you really trying to meet people, you need to be going to networking events.
She ain't trying to meet nobody, child.
If you trying to get your business off the ground.
And y'all, I didn't listen to the call because I'm going on vacation. Y'all know when black folk get ready to go on vacation, they don't do no work.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting here so I don't get fined. I got my vacation hair in, my birthday hair in. I'm just sitting here because boss said I had to show up.
Everybody say you look pretty. Your pretty hair. Bitty bitty bamba.
I feel like a Puerto Rico.
Bitty bitty bamba. Call Me Darling said he was always pimping her in the beginning. She a hard hoe to manage because she a know-it-all. Yes. Yeah, and even then, Call Me Darling, when he was trying to tell her, like, go to this place, don't go to here, do this, do that, she was still giving him back talk. So she's definitely not submissive. She's not trained well. She's not. Hey, Miss Beauty One, how are you?
Y'all.
How are you? Boy Sanders said Nesto has always seemed like a low-grade pimp when he's dealing with little zesty.
Y'all hit the like, even the trolls.
Yes, thank you. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of the trolls. But yeah, y'all. So that's what that made me think. I don't know.
Thank you, y'all. Y'all so sweet. I just love y'all to death. Y'all so sweet. Just some sweet people.
He ain't got no motion like that. And again, she is too, I don't want to be ageist, but yeah, she should be going to networking events. Instead of thinking you finna meet somebody in a lounge, you need to be at more grown grown and sexy events where you can really meet people. You know what I'm saying?
She need to go to that place where you be going.
Yeah, the spot.
The spot.
The
That's
spot.
what she need.
That's
what she need to go. That's where all the celebrities at.
And the movers and shakers.
And the I wonder why. What's that spot? That spot is new. That spot wasn't out when he was out on the streets back in 2022.
I don't know.
Cause if he was out, he would have known about that spot. Cause
yeah, he would have told her.
Been there.
He would have told her.
That's where that spot jumping more than Chops.
Yeah. But here's the thing. The reason he told her Chops is because he feel like, you know, don't be so fixated on dealing with them for business deals.
Ooh,
you need to be dealing with them over. Yes.
I ain't listen to the call, y'all. You know, I don't do no work before I go on vacation.
She going on vacation, so she said she ain't working. That's why he told her to go to Chops. He told her to go to Chops because he want her to network more so with them and not them. You can find them anywhere at the lounges, but he said Chops. He feel like that's where the big money reside. But me personally, I don't think she's articulate or charismatic enough to do that. I just don't. What do y'all think? Do y'all think she could really handle it? For the girls that know about Chops, do you really think she would be able to work a room like that? Not saying that they're so much better than us, but you know the vibes in there. You know the vibes, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. If you know, you know.
But you know, when we went to Chops that time, I ain't really see a lot going on in Chops.
And it depends on the day you go.
But you know, Chops is 3 levels too.
Right.
Right.
They are loving your hair.
Thank you, y'all. Thank you. This is my vacation now. Y'all gonna see this all summer. This what I'm gonna be wearing all summer.
Let me see what Call Me Darling said. She's probably looking for stick-up boys and not the elite and well-connected. Okay. She must be. Because she's so fixated on this club nightlife thing. I don't know what the obsession is with it, but that takes a certain level of like discipline to be able to run a club, because that is such a shaky industry. You know, we see clubs open and close all the time, especially here in Atlanta, and I'm sure in any major city. So I just don't think she's disciplined enough to really pull off opening up a club or a restaurant. Like, she's too scatterbrained. She's too all over the place. I mean, I think the most consistent she's ever been in life is trying to help Ernesto with this case. She ain't did nothing else that she said she wanted to accomplish. I mean, the most disciplined she is when it pertains to Ernesto. So that's another reason why I'm looking at her like, would you really be able to see it through? You know what I mean? Like, if you were to open up a club, a lounge, a restaurant, I just don't see her, like, seeing it through. I just don't. Let me see what else are y'all saying in these comments. Let's see. Call Me Darling said no. She's just as ignorant as Nesto. I think so, too. And could y'all imagine Nesto going into a predominantly white establishment or bar and trying to articulate and talk to those men? I would love to see that. Not saying that you couldn't do it, but I would love to see like what type of lies he comes up with, because you know him and Sonya, they feel like they're better than black people, right? So I would just love to be
Sonya thinks she white.
Yeah. So I would just love to see them in that type of environment, to see how they work the room. You know what I mean? To really see if they could back it up. Let me see. Natasha says Sonya likes clubs because men only talk to her when they're drunk. Not drunk. Call Me Darling says she's used to street ninjas, and that's the environment she's looking for. Yeah, pretty much. Natasha said the only thing that Sonya's going to open up is her legs to married men. Okay, not Nene. Not the Nene line. Hey, y'all.
Because that's her history. Married men who aren't in relationships. That's definitely her MO.
Yeah, I just don't see her doing it. I don't. I don't. And I think our Nesto is a liar. Of course, we know that.
Yeah, so sweet.
Because if he really knew prominent people like that, you know, why aren't they around now to help him? Just a bunch of bull crap. Bunch of bull crap. So basically, I just felt like overall, this call was just a lot of capping, a lot of back and forth, you know, a lot of showboating. Just two liars lying to each other, you know. Neither one of them really had any emotion going on like that. And then also during this call, Ernesto was telling Sonya about how he prophesied it 10 years ago. So back in 2023, because the call came out back in 2013, excuse me, because this call came out in 2023, how Buckhead was going to be a predominantly gay city. He was talking about how the mayor of Buckhead is gay, and it's mainly geared towards you know, white gays. And he knew when he had Nesto's, the barbershop parlor down there in Buckhead, that it was going to be that way, and pretty much saying like he knew it was going to be a pretty like prime real estate, like a prime area. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that either. And the way Buckhead is going, it's not as elite as it used to be. It's not as elite as it used to be.
Watch out in Buckhead.
Yeah, it used to be like that, but not anymore. So I thought that was weird too. But, you know, it's just a bunch of ignorant, you know, Negroes talking. Just talking, child. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That call was kind of boring to me outside of those things. Was there anything else y'all found interesting about that call?
Because I didn't listen to it because I'm going on vacation.
Yeah, we know. How many times you going to tell us you didn't listen to it, baby?
I won't be here next week, y'all.
We know, baby. You're going to be in the sun. Sun out, buns out. We know.
You got it. How you know?
That was pretty much it. All that interests me, that I found to be interesting about that call. That's about it. But anyway, there was one more thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about, unless y'all have anything else. Oh, before I move on to the next thing, let me see. Natasha said, I like when Nesto told her she needed pills because she kept her thoughts straight. I totally missed that part. Not the pills to keep her thoughts straight. That's hilarious. Maybe I'm too sensitive, but I just don't get how you can stay on the phone with a ninja that like to read you for filth all the time. I just don't see how she do it. Maybe I'm just too sensitive, because I'll be damned if I'm putting money on your books, putting money on the phone to talk to you in your commissary, and you think you finna talk to me any kind of way. It's just not finna happen, sir. Like, it's just not finna happen. It's just not finna happen. But I guess when you're disconnected from yourself, you're okay with that type of behavior. You're okay with it. But nonetheless, okay, I got one more thing I wanted to talk to y'all about. I know it's late, so we're not going to keep y'all long. I know. Call Me Darling said, did y'all hear Manny's live last night with Sonya?
No, I missed it. She went live last night. I'm going to watch it as soon as I get off.
Call Me Darling, what was they talking about? You know, I checked out on watching it. She usually watch it. What was they talking about? Call Me Darling. Sonya get on that 47 rant, and it's just triggering for me. It's just triggering for me. I can hear when she talk about Nesto, but when she get on that 47 talk, I just can't do it. It's a lot. It's a lot. What was she saying? Call Me Darling. The same old, same old. I'm waiting to see what happened next week on April 30th. Because they made like it might be some good news coming. So I want to see. I want to see. Let us know what she said, Call Me Darling. In the meantime, okay, back to the other topic. Let me see. Call Me Darling says she claims she has proof that Shirley knew about the truck. She got proof.
She got proof. How the hell she got proof? He ain't gave her proof? Or she ain't went looking for proof? She ain't got some of Shirley information?
Girl, she got proof?
That's why I said a long time ago, Shirley should have
We're going to leave that alone.
Yeah, we're going to leave it alone.
She got proof. Nesto must have told her to go look somewhere for something.
Nesto told her to go look. And she went and looked.
To go look at something.
And got some of that lady information.
Yeah. Commandant said she went through 4K emails and found it. Okay, Nesto told her where to look. Okay. And speaking of Nesto telling her where to look for information, there was a part on the call that also stood out to me where Nesto was telling Sonya, he was like, do you remember when I sent you the video of my daughter when she had her mental health breakdown? Mm-hmm. And Sonya was like, I don't have that video. And Ernesto was like, that's a very important video. I did send you that video when my daughter was having a mental health emergency. And she was like, no, I don't have that. She said, oh, that's the wrong woman. That's the wrong woman. I thought that was funny.
Yes.
He dealt with so many women, he don't remember who he sent what to. He thought he sent her the video when his daughter was having her episode. But it wasn't her. So she went through 4,000 emails and found proof. Wow.
I told you, Shirley is about to be caught up and so busy running down there. And I hope she has a team. They say she should have one.
Wow.
Of attorneys. I really do. Because this is about to get real nasty.
It is about to get nasty. She went through 4,000 emails to find that proof. Yeah. 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 If I was Shirley, I would make sure I have my ducks in a row.
Yeah.
As far as my attorney.
Mm-hmm. Because they're going to come all which way to get her.
And see what I could do to maybe protect myself against her. Because she's always digging and looking for something.
That's why I said long time ago.
I would try to see what legal action I could take against Sonya.
Should have handled that long time ago.
Because she just won't stop.
Shirley ain't gonna do that.
No, if I was Shirley, I would look into it. Yeah.
The best thing to do is ignore her. That's the best thing to do. Okay, keep ignoring her. That's why Shirley got to go down there.
Yeah. Hey, Jay Blake. Yeah.
Hey, Jay.
I didn't get that.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure Shirley will show up with her attorney. She'll be fine. She'll be fine.
Yeah, she's stalking her.
Yeah.
She be stalking Shirley. That's exactly what she do. Stalking her, all in her business. All on her everybody page, trying to see what's going on with her. But everybody was like, thank you, Jay. Everybody was like, no, the best thing to do for Shirley to do is just ignore it. They ain't ignoring her.
No, they're not. Carmen Donna said, yep, she said she found the contract from the lawyer. April, she is drilling Nesto to the jail.
See that?
Yeah, I will look into how I could protect myself legally from her. I would.
I would have had been shit Sonya down if I was Shirley.
Yeah, that's a bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, okay, one more topic and then we're gonna let y'all go because like I said, I know it's late. All right, what do y'all think about, I want to talk about Shedeur Sanders, who is Deion Sanders' son. Mm-hmm. What do y'all think about that? Him being the, third round draft pick? Have y'all been seeing that in the news and social media with Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' son? He just got drafted today to the Cleveland Browns. What do y'all think about that? Some people are saying the NFL intentionally prolonged drafting Shedeur Sanders because he's too cocky. He's a quarterback at Colorado. He's coached under his father. And some people are saying it's because he's not as talented. It has nothing to do with him being Deion Sanders' son. But some people think that is the reason.
Yeah, some people think it's because it's who his dad is. But then a lot of people are saying that he's not as talented
as his dad.
As his dad is. His dad had every right to be that cocky because his dad was one of the best. But the son is not all that. He good, but he ain't as good as Deion was. So
Let me see. Call Me Darling said, I don't know much about it, but I believe it was done purposely.
yeah, I think so too.
I think so too.
I
I
think so
think it was
too.
done to humble Shedeur a little bit, cause he
Okay.
is kind of bold like his daddy. He is. Now I mean, from what I hear, his stats are okay, but I think that, to me, it kind of sounds like, because Shedeur Sanders doesn't have like a struggle story, like I grew up in a single parent home, dad wasn't around, mom worked 2 3 jobs to take care of me and my 5 brothers and sisters. Because that's not his story, and he doesn't come from humble beginnings, because he comes from Deion Sanders. He comes from money. I mean, even during his draft party, Shedeur was wearing a $300,000 chain. He comes from money. He comes from affluence. He's a prominent man. He's a premium man, right? Like his daddy. That's a premium man. He's around prominent people, okay? And they feel like he needs to humble himself. But he's Deion Sanders' son. And from what I hear, he may not be as great as Deion, but he's pretty good.
Yeah. And so if somebody is saying that he should have been Killer Will is saying that he should have been first or second, but they made him go to third round.
Yeah. I think it's because they don't like his father. I feel like. That's what I think. That's a premium man. Okay? I'm just saying. Blue Cat said Bronny isn't as good as his father either, hence him being number 54 in the pick. There are plenty of kids that are much more talented than their kids. Sadly, those kids will never get a chance.
Ooh,
yeah, it is sad. And that's
sad.
where exposure comes into play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you have the exposure, if you have the right
It's
people
sad.
connecting you, you do get the chance.
You do get the chance.
But yeah, I definitely think they're probably better football players than Shedeur. Probably better basketball players than Bronny, who, will never get a chance. Keela Will said that's the player Nesto was talking about. Right. 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 But I'm happy that he got drafted, and I hope he does well on the Cleveland Browns.
Thank you, Jay.
I hope he does well, and I think Deion has been a good example of what it means to be a father and be in your boy's life and raise them to be men, unlike Nesto.
And I think Deion has really raised the 2 boys well. I think he's done a good job.
I do too.
I think that he really doesn't treat them like they come from wealth. Deion is on them. I don't know if you all remember, they had a reality show when they were smaller.
Yeah, when they were little boys, when he was still married to Pilar.
And then I've seen, him interact with his boys. The boys, Deion has a podcast, and the boys have been on the podcast. The young men, they're not boys. The young men, his sons have been
Shedeur and Shiloh.
Yeah, they've been on the
and
podcast.
Bucky.
Yeah, and he's real, straight with them, and real serious about giving them direction, and he doesn't treat them like they're rich kids. And even though they're very rich, and Shedeur is actually talented. He plays the piano.
Hey, Big Cat, what's up?
Hey, Big Cat.
Yeah, they're very talented, and I think, like I said, I think Deion has done a great job with the boys. I don't know what happened with Deandra. He dropped the ball with the oldest daughter, the one that's got the baby by Jacquees, the R&B singer. She fussing and fighting.
Her nose wide open.
He got her nose wide open. They fighting all on the internet. I'm like, girl, your daddy is Deion Sanders, and you have a baby by Jacquees. Now Jacquees is cute. He's talented. But, a lot of us thought she could do a little bit better given the proximity and the access that she has. And I'm going to leave that alone. Shout out to Deandra. Her little baby boy, Snow, is adorable. But nonetheless, whether you hate or love Deion, I think he's a great example of what a coach is, what a mentor is.
But I kind of knew this.
What a father.
I kind of knew she was going to go off the path when she was on the show. And she said she wanted to sell bundles. Remember, she was selling bundles.
Yeah. Remember she was selling bundles. When D on a reality show that Deion had, she said she wanted to sell bundles. Yeah. You know she lived here in Atlanta, and
She said
she's a free spirit. I'll just say that. She was out here in these ATL streets, and I'm going to leave it around. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. But anyway, kudos to Shedeur.
The 5-round pick. Oh wow.
I feel like what Shedeur has accomplished is what Nesto wanted Deion to accomplish. Like, you know how Nesto lied to Deion and said that he saw somebody on the elevator and they told him that your son was a good son and he was a good guy. I think Nesto was lying to Deion when he told him that story, how he ran into some random guy that was bigging up Deion to him and talking about how great Deion was. I think Nesto was capping. And I think the way Deion is proud of Shedeur because he's accomplishing something big.
Thank you, Natasha, for the cash app.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, y'all. What I tell you, this just be tearing me up, y'all. With me.
This show all over the place tonight. Y'all forgive us. We just freestyling tonight. But anyway, let me get my point across, child. Okay, the same way Deion is proud of his son Shedeur for getting drafted and getting his career together, I think that's the way Nesto wanted to feel about his son Deion. You know, wanting to be able to brag on his son. But it's really not too much to brag about. Now, I know Deion is working on the t-shirt business. He did mention that on the recent call. So hopefully that will flourish. You know, Nesto said if you put God on it, it's going to take off. Nesto said if you put something about God on your t-shirt, it's going to take off. Y'all remember that call? That's one of the recent phone calls from prison put out. Deion said he working on a t-shirt. Nesto said you put something about God on there, it's
One
going to take
thing
off.
about Deion a hustler.
Deion is a hustler.
He had the car wash. His daddy say that wasn't shit. That wasn't about shit.
Yeah, he don't do shit like that.
Nesto say he
don't do shit like that.
But when his ass out there watching all them security cars,
He sure would.
scam to get.
Skipping and hopping and jumping and washing them cars. He was. And he washing cars. Pot, meat, kettle. But what I'm trying to say, you know, Nesto wish he could feel that sense of pride about Deion. You know what I mean? And he's hoping and praying that Deion finds some type of business niche that can really help take him to the next level, you know, financially. So, you know, basically I'm just trying to make the connection of, you know, how a father wants to be proud of his sons. He wants to see his sons go further, go higher, do better than him. You know, he wants to be able to brag on his sons. And, you know, that's that feeling that Deion Sanders now has with his boys. And that's a feeling that, you know, we don't know if Nesto is ever going to be able to have with Deion. Because, you know, Deion, he hustling, car wash, t-shirt. He don't know how to read no paperwork or submit it. He can't even do that for his daddy. You know, so it's just a lot. You know, he not consistent with putting money on the books. So it's just a lot going on. But let me see what y'all saying in the comments. Call Me Darling said he thinks Deion is a punk and a crybaby. He can stomach Deion a little more. Yeah. And Sonya does too. That's why they sat up and talked about Deion like that. That's why Deion don't go above and beyond. That's a great point. That's why Deion don't go above and beyond for his daddy. Call Me Darling. That because of that reason. Because Nesto be on the phone talking crap about him. You know? Talking about how he not as strong as him. And, you know, he can't handle simple tasks. How he'll whine and complain about Nesto not delegating certain duties and responsibilities to him. But it's because you don't want to do it.
Yep.
You don't want to do it. Let me see. Keela Wells said, Shiloh Sanders going to Tampa Bay. Deion 2 for 2. Oh, I love that. Awesome. So I hope the young men stay focused. Yeah. And they do well. They got a lot of eyes on them. They got a lot of people doubting them, but they have a great foundation. They seem like they were raised pretty well. Like Pilar and Deion did a great job. Shout out to Pilar. You know, that's their mom. She's a great mom, as much as Deion try to play her to the left sometimes post divorce. But she's a great mother. And so I wish the young men the best. And you know what? Why do they have to be humble? They don't come from humble beginnings. Their daddy does, but they don't. And that's the whole point of you wanting to thrive and elevate and succeed in life, so that your children didn't have to go through the same trials and tribulations that you went through. Yes. And I don't understand why people give black people a hard time, you know, when we practice nepotism or when we want to create a cushion life for our kids, but nobody complains when other races or ethnicities do it, you know? Everybody else does it for their children, for their, you know, generations to come after them. But when black people do it, we cocky, we this, we that. Do y'all notice that? Now, if it was Tom Brady and Tom Brady 2 sons, I bet you the reactions would not be the same. Yeah. If it was Tom Brady and he had 2 sons that were eligible for the NFL draft and they were cocky and confident, the NFL would be eating it up. They be eating it up. They be literally fighting to draft them boys if they was Tom Brady's son. So, you know, I know people feel like, oh, you shouldn't always make it about race, but I definitely think that plays into it. Now, you know, I just do. And they're athletes. Everybody know them athletes be cocky and full of themselves. That's part of the allure, the charisma of being an athlete, being able to draw viewers in and command their attention. They want to see what you're going to do. They want to see what dance you're going to do when you do a touchdown. They want to see what you're going to say when you're doing a press conference. You know, that stuff is entertaining. That's a part of, you know, being an athlete, being a performer, and it's entertainment, you know? So, but I digress. Let me see. Woman of Wealth said, acted like he was advertising a detailing business. Girl, yes. Call Me Down said, Deion was also the only barber getting paid. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
He was the only one that had his license,
yes.
Right?
Vernon said, and let Sonya talk about his son. He sure did. He let that lady talk about his son like she don't got her own tuka butt at home.
And she would have never let him talk about Tamar.
Oh, hell no. Sonya would never let Nesto say anything derogatory about her tuka butt to Mars. Now that's when they would fall out for real. God forbid if Nesto get out and he parole to Sonya house and end up getting into it with Tamaz, or end up saying something about Tamaz that she don't like, she gonna let him go behind Tamaz. Let Nesto get out. God forbid, I ain't speaking that. Let him get out and move in with her. And he end up having a disagreement one day with Tamaz. That'll be the end of that relationship. Because Tamaz is her pride and joy. She don't play about Tamaz. That's her tuka butt.
Yep.
That's her tuka butt.
For real.
I could see her falling out with her Nesto over Tamaz before I could see her falling out with him over Katie, Sydney, or even Baby Measure. That's just the type of chick she is.
Yeah.
So I just felt like the irony. You sitting up talking crap about this man's son to him. He letting you do it. And it's like, is your son doing any better?
Nope.
You still got to teach him how to dress and how to and just do little simple life things. Child. I digress. I'm going to leave people tuka butt alone. Shout out to all the boy moms out there. Shout out to all the boy moms and they tuka butt. I know that's, you know, I ain't trying to get beat up down to the ground talking about people tuka butts, but okay. I just feel like the hypocrisy. Call Me Darling said, Nesto will find a way to turn her against Tamaz. You think so? You think so? I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him. She said she think Nesto would find a way to come between her and Tamaz. Not her tuka butt.
He found a way to come between Sheridan and Shirley.
But Sheridan and Shirley's relationship was already strained before Nesto came in.
Yeah, it just made it worse.
Yeah, Ernesto was just the straw, the last straw that broke the camel's back between Shirley and Sheridan. They was already at odds because Sheridan had a lot of resentment towards Shirley for not raising her. She felt like Shirley abandoned her, allegedly. So that's a little bit different. But I see what you're saying. Let me see. Who is this person? Okay. But yeah, y'all. So that's all we got. FeeFee's birthday is May 2nd. So her Cash App is pinned if you want to check it out. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. I know it's super late. It's later than what we normally do, y'all. But
I'm on vacation.
She on vacation, y'all. She got 1 foot in and 1 foot out on this show. So y'all just charge it to her birthday coming up. I pretty much carried it tonight. You welcome. Y'all welcome. She just focused on her birthday. So speaking of that, her birthday is May 2nd. Also, please keep in mind that we're not doing any shows this week.
I'm not.
We're not doing any shows this week because she'll be celebrating her birthday.
I won't be here.
Yes. We're celebrating. Yeah, she won't be here. We're celebrating her birthday. So there won't be any shows next week. So we wanted to come and at least make sure that we did this one. But we'll let y'all know. Oh, Verna said hers is May 9th. Okay. Shout out to all the Taurus gangs. Yes. Shout out to all the Taurus.
All the wonderful Taurus.
Yes.
Loyal Taurus is stubborn. All right, let's go.
You are stubborn.
Oh, Jay, thank you.
You are stubborn. You're like a Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Bitty bitty bamba. And y'all too, we are if anybody would be interested, we're working on doing like a meetup this summer. So would y'all be interested in that for people who live like in the metro Atlanta area? Let me see. Call Me Down says, Sammie, if something goes down next week after court, you have to pop in or post. Okay, we'll do. Would anybody be interested in doing a meetup this summer if you're in the Atlanta area? Because we're definitely thinking about doing it this summer. Okay, so some people are interested. Okay, cool. So that's something that we definitely want to do this summer. We want to do a meetup. So we just want to get a temperature check to see who all will be down, who will be interested. So if you come back and you're watching the replay, let us know down in the comment section if you want to do a meetup. Because we want to do one this summer. So we want to meet y'all because that would be fun.
Yeah, we definitely want to meet y'all. I'm excited about that. We want everybody that's here. Did you tell them the place?
Well, I want to confirm the details. You know, I don't do like you. I like to confirm stuff first before I tell people. You get excited and like to tell. I like to have my ducks in a row. But we will be having a meetup this summer.
Yeah, we definitely gonna have one, and I think you all are gonna
It'll probably be
it.
Something nice and intimate. I'm thinking the venue that I'm thinking is nice and like intimate.
Yeah, where we can actually sit and talk
and really like shoot the shit and hang out.
Bring our adult beverage of choice,
something like that.
Yeah, have a little eat and have fun.
Not a little eat. Are we thoughtless? All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and get it started. Get this. So I'll be letting you guys know directly what the plans are for the meetup.
I don't see nothing yet, but if I do, I'll text you.
Yes.
Thank you, though.
So we'll let y'all know what the meetup plans are for this summer. So just kind of keep that in mind. The Sammie Nicole and FeeFee show, we will be doing a meetup here in Atlanta, in the Metro Atlanta area. So we'll be posting details about that in the upcoming weeks.
Sweet. Thank
so
you.
be on the lookout for that. Anything else you got to say, child? She ready to celebrate her birthday, child. I'm just happy she showed up, y'all. You know how African Americans do when they getting ready to go on vacation. They don't really give you too much.
You know we don't work the day we go, but that last day in the office, we don't work when we getting ready to go on vacation.
They don't really
Everybody
give you
know
much.
that.
They don't.
You don't do much. You don't do much.
Before you go on leave.
Before you go on leave.
You do the bare minimum to get by.
But what I am going to do, I'm going to put that Teams message up there. I'm out of the office until such and such day. Limited access to email.
You need to say, I won't be checking emails. That's what I do. I say, I won't be checking. If you need immediate assistance, please contact XYZ. That's what I do. I don't even put limited access to email. I just say, I won't be checking.
Well, I ain't checking no way.
Yeah, I
ain't
just say, if you need immediate assistance, this who you contact with. Because, baby, I won't be here. Okay. Let me see. Call Me Darling said, is Snellville, Georgia safe?
Snellville is
It depends on
on
what
what
side of Snellville.
Because we have populated down to Snellville a lot. But it depends on what side, what
area. Yeah. What you like? You like Stone Mountain side, like close to Stone Mountain side? What part of Snellville?
Definitely not Stone Mountain side.
I want to misguide you, but yeah. So yeah, it'll be like
you going for a wedding?
Okay.
All right. Okay. So you gonna stay in the area? Okay. All right, call me darling when you come. Hit us up.
Okay.
Let us know you here. For sure. Don't you come to the city and not let us know you here.
Google Maps the venue and see.
And let us know.
Yeah.
Email us.
Yeah. If it don't look shady, you should be okay. You should be.
Yeah.
But you
Email
know they
let us know, because we definitely can tell you, because you've been on that end.
Yeah, and yeah, that's near like Stone Mountain, Gwinnett, and I didn't realize, y'all, but they get it popping up there in Gwinnett on the north side. They got a lot going on up there in Gwinnett. I thought that was the safe suburb.
Back in the day, Gwinnett did used to be okay, but
yeah, it's a lot going on up there in Gwinnett, Georgia. It's a lot of action up there. I mean, they stay on the first 48. It's giving downtown Atlanta. But anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will catch y'all, in a week?
we'll see y'all in a week.
We'll see y'all in a week. We'll be celebrating FeeFee's birthday. All right, and then if something goes down on April 30th, we'll have to come back on.
Not next Thursday, but the Thursday after, because we'll come back and do a Thursday show. Not next week, but the week after, right? Yeah.
All right, and then if something go down with Nesto, I'll pop back on.
Yeah, she'll pop back on.
I'll pop back on. It'll be the Sammie Nicole show. If something pop back on with Nesto.
Well, I do get vacation.
You
I ain't worked all year. I can't get a vacation.
You can. Don't start. Because you got that hair. Don't start. You got that hair and you feeling froggy. You feeling real spicy. Don't start because you got that hair. Okay? People get excited for their vacation. They get their new bundles in and they want to act up and show out with you. Don't start, okay? Y'all, we're going to go ahead and get out the line because she cutting up. Y'all have a great Jay Blake says she's going to try to send it to you on Apple Pay. Okay, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys have a great night. We'll see you guys later. Bye, y'all.
Bye,
Take care, y'all.
Take
Please
care.
hit the like button on your way out.
I appreciate